and let us all do we can to build a better future. Okay, well, CNN. God, what to say about CNN at this point? Okay, so CNN is going to be talking about Joe Biden, and we all know Joe Biden suffers from dementia or Alzheimer's. The man's brain is not even at 1% power. I don't know if anybody's on upstairs anymore, okay? The man isn't all there. This isn't open for a debate. And Nico House caught this video clip, and full credit to Nico House. Well done. If you're not following his content, please do so. He does phenomenal work. Great work. Huge work. Super huge work indeed. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because CNN is going to say, now they say he only invents and embellishes stories. They didn't call him a flat-out liar like they would Trump, but I'll take the win. And so Nico House says, well, I stand corrected. CNN just went down a long list of the lies Biden has told since becoming president. CNN is kind of addressing this. Max, Warner Brothers, what the hell are you doing putting CNN on your streaming network? You do realize that's going to be bad for business. I can't wait to dance on the grave of CNN. But anyways, one can only hope. Listen to this, folks. You're going to laugh.
And he has done, I don't know if it's similar things, but he's sort of told some stories that don't line up quite like this before.
Yeah, this president has a pattern at this point of either inventing or embellishing stories about his own past, his biography. He did it 3 times in one speech last month alone. He claimed he had witnessed a bridge collapse in Pittsburgh when he actually showed up about 6 hours later. He claimed that his grandfather had died just days before he was born himself at the same hospital. In fact, his grandpa died more than a year before in a different state, not the same hospital.
Telling you the truth must be an anathema for Joe Biden, okay? I mean, hell, he was ridiculed for his first run for president because he copied other people's work. He went on to say, I make dumb decisions then, I'll keep on making dumb decisions in the future. And Zombie in the Air in the live stream chat writes, I did not lie about aliens abducting my homework. I embellished. Zombie in the Air, I believe that the aliens took your homework. What? Were you smoking that wacky tobacco in the car? No, man, that's just the new air freshener that you have in the car. That's not that wacky tobacco. Oh, did you crap your pants? No, that's just a new style now that the kids are doing. Gotta quote Adam Sandler. It's cool to pee your pants, right? Everybody does it. Even that goddamn Sasquatch. No, I didn't rob the bank. No, I didn't murder this person, even though I'm covered in blood and entrails. We had a raspberry party. Jesus Christ, man. It must be anathema for Biden to tell the truth. Does anyone even care? I mean, at this point, the person who's supposed to be in charge of Biden is probably lighting a cigarette saying, I just don't care anymore. I'm not being paid enough.
And he also repeated a favorite false story that I and others have debunked over and over again about a supposed conversation with an Amtrak train conductor he was friends with, who was actually deceased at the time the conversation would have had to take place. And that's not all. There are some more serious ones in my view. Previously in his presidency, he claimed at one point he'd been arrested during a civil rights protest when in other versions of the story, he just said an officer had taken him home from a protest.
He was arrested. He was just taken home. Oh, my house was on fire, too, like all of you people. My house was on fire, too. Biden flew down frickin' Maui 13 days after most devastating fire in U.S. history. Homes burnt away. People burnt to a cinder. Communities destroyed. People left without closure. Devastation. And he goes up on stage and says to the people, oh, my house was almost on fire, too. It was crazy. It was an inferno, Jack. But the truth behind that devastating fire that hit Joe Biden's house was that the fire was ended in like 5 to 20 minutes, right? Between that time frame. Biden almost lost his car, his cat, his wife. But he said, not only to people out, he said that same story to people of Denver, Colorado in 2022. I mean, this man can't tell the truth. He's a habitual liar. He habitually lies. Amber Grego, you sent the $10 super chat. Can someone kindly explain to Biden supporters that they're putting all their hopes and dreams into the abuse of an elderly man and that the presidency via handlers isn't a thing? Amber, that's a bridge too far because Biden supporters live in their own reality. They think he's doing a fantastic job. Congratulations, you're ahead of the curve, but those people, and yes, those people in the Biden camp will never see reality. They just don't have what it takes.
He said he had visited the Pittsburgh synagogue where worshipers were killed in a 2018 mass shooting. In fact, he had actually spoken to the rabbi, but never went. And he's made a whole bunch of others too. He said at one point, Republicans like to bring this up. He said that he used to drive a tractor trailer. He used to drive an 18-wheeler. Never happened. The White House later clarified.
Yeah, I used to drive a monster truck and I flew airplanes and I have a motorboat. My God. I mean, Biden, it's like these politicians. They can't tell the truth. It's impossible for them to say the correct thing or the right thing or be truthful to people. They have to lie. They're professional liars. You know, just a short story, just to tell you guys. Some time ago, there was a governor's. It was when Bruce Rauner was first running for office. He beat Pat Quinn. He was a Republican. And this campaign commercial was the dumbest thing I ever saw. Well, would be one of the dumbest things I ever saw. And Bruce Rauner and his wife were talking, and he had this. He looked like a farmer wearing a flannel shirt and everything. And you know, he goes on to say, "I'm a Republican," and his wife is there. "I'm a Democrat." He says, "We don't agree on a lot of things, like politics." And then she says, "Or that shirt." He says, "But we want to help Illinois out." And then he gets in this beat down old truck, like he drives it or something. Again, maybe that is his truck or one of his servants' trucks. I don't know. But these politicians always have to lie. Like, would it literally kill them to tell the truth? It might. It might. There might be a curse over Washington, D.C. that as soon as you cross that threshold, hey, from here on out, you got to keep on lying. Lie and deny everything.
He used to drive a school bus at one point as a job brief.
That's right. You heard that. Biden used to drive a school bus.
School bus, of course, not an 18-wheeler. So whatever his intentions, whether it's, foggy memory about.
Skip ads. I invented electricity. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. I found the Holy Grail. Joe Biden. I remember me and my friend Indiana Jones went to look for the Holy Grail. We fought the knight, and we were inside this tomb that was going to collapse. Grandpa Joe, that was a movie.
Stuff that's going on decades ago or deliberate embellishment. This is an unfortunate pattern that keeps coming up again and again with Joe Biden.
Yeah. So look, we're going to go back in time real quick. This is an article from The Hill. It's an opinion piece. And hey, we're all entitled to an opinion. Lies, damn lies, and the truth about Joe 30330. Nancy Pelosi dismissed Tara Reade's accusation of assault. Again, I got to be careful with YouTube, but you see it right there. Against Joe Biden. "I know him," said the House Speaker. And that was that. Does Biden's record warrant such confidence? Not really. In fact, Biden has a long history of lying about himself, about his past, and about events that never took place. Democrats want the 2020 campaign to be a referendum on President Trump. And again, this article came out in 2020. Remember that. Fine. But if this has to be a contest of characters, it is only appropriate that Joe Biden's history of fabrication and deceit, often intended to bolster his intellectual credentials, also be fair game. Over the past year, Biden thundered that Obama administration didn't lock up people in cages. See, you want to say anything about that? He also claimed that immediately, the moment the Iraq war started, I came out against it, and I was always labeled one of the most liberal members of Congress. Politico's rating of all three assertions: false. No one should be surprised, lest we forget. A video is making rounds in which Biden boasts at a 1987 rally, "I went to law school on a full academic scholarship and ended up in the top half of my class." Well, that was ass. A whole lot of ass. Okay? because he wasn't. But Biden supporters don't care about that because they like to be lied to. I think a lot of Biden supporters secretly are in an abusive relationship. I don't know. Biden also maintained that he graduated. I said guaranteed. Sorry about that. Graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and was the outstanding student in the political science department. Not one of those claims was true, as newscasters at the time affirmed. Hey, that's when journalism was journalism, my lovelies. That's when it was. In fact, Biden graduated 76 of 85 students in his law school class and only a partial scholarship, and did not win top honors in his undergraduate discipline. Biden explained in 2007 autobiography Promises to Keep. Oh, God, what a terrible name. That he had been angry at the rally since it sounded to me that one of my own supporters doubted my intelligence. Well, gee, Joe, a lot of people doubt your intelligence. According to a 1987 Newsweek piece, a supporter had politely asked Biden what law school he attended and how well he had done. Biden bristled, saying, I think I have a much higher IQ than you do. Let's have democracy in the chat. And you know what? I'm just going to skip ahead with the numbers because I want to have fun with the numbers. Type 5 if you think, you know what, Kit? I trust my leadership and I follow orders. I will eat the bugs and own nothing and be happy. Biden is smarter than me. Type 5. Type 5 if Biden is smarter than you. I better see a whole lot of 6s. Type 6. I'm smarter than Biden. F that MFer. I'm on OFP. That man doesn't know his wazoo from a hole in the ground. I better see a whole lot of 666 right there. I better see a whole lot of 6s there. Come on. Come on. There you go in the chat. I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours, if you like, Frank. The episode reminds us of Biden's recent snapping, "You're full of shite" at an auto worker who dared to challenge Biden's stance on guns, or calling an Iowa voter a damn liar for insinuating that Biden had helped his son gain access in Ukraine. Ha! Ah. News reporter wrote that Biden appears hyper, glib, and intellectually insecure, and says the 1987 encounter was critical to understanding why Biden's first run at higher office flopped. The clip reflects a view of Biden's character widely shared in the community. Reporters and political consultants long ago concluded Biden's chief character flaw was his tendency to wing it. He seems to lack a crucial synapse between brain and tongue, the one that makes the "do I really want to say this" decision. Again, that commentary holds up well, as today, more than ever, Biden's blunders into controversial crevices with no way out. Think if they believe Tara Reid, they probably shouldn't vote for me. A new Harvard poll shows 55% of the country believes Tara Reid. Hey, Me Too, time's up. Oh, that's right, they're gone. Controversial statement in a 3, a 2, a 1, Me Too, and time's up. We're always fake. I'm not sorry I said that either. And if it makes me a bad guy, I'm on my anti-hero arc. I don't care. Here again, the article says how Biden said his ancestors worked in a coal mine. No, that's not true. Biden's family tree never worked underground. It wasn't the first time Biden also caught plagiarizing during law school. He borrowed an entire 5 pages from a published law review without attribution and had to beg not to be expelled. I mean, the man doesn't have an original idea. But hey, maybe Biden's learned his lesson. Hey, let's go to PolitiFact real quick. Let's see what's happened so far with PolitiFact. Well, let's close this out here. Latest false fact checks on Joe 30330. Joe Biden stayed on September 11th, 2023 in the 9/11 memorial speech in Alaska. Ground Zero in New York. I remember standing there that day. False. Joe Biden on Weather Channel. I've already declared a national climate emergency. False. We have plans to build a railroad for the Pacific all the way across the Indian Ocean. False. White Gladys will say something about that. More cops are killed responding to domestic violence calls than anything else. False. The average tax for billionaires is about 3%, which is lower tax than a school teacher or firefighter. False. In the past 2 years, democracies have become stronger, not weaker. Autocrats have grown weaker, not stronger. False. Democracy through monarchy. That's my saying. Do you guys see a running theme here with everything Joe Biden's saying? But who knows? Maybe he might say something true. After Joe Biden became vice president at the behest of his father, he gave his uncle, Frank H. Biden, a Purple Heart for serving in the U.S. military during World War II. False! You see a running theme here, my lovelies, my mornings, my sunshines. Says he has been to Afghanistan, Iraq, those areas twice as president. False! False! Come on, Biden, say something true. The price is... Oh, no. Well, hold on. The price of gas is down from over $5 when I took office. Hey, true or false? Oh, that's the false. Student loan forgiveness is passed. I got it passed by a vote or two, and it's in effect. The word we're looking here is called false. I know where I'm going when I die. I'll see all of you in the fire and brimstone. All of you people are gonna go to heaven. I'm gonna be in the brimstone area. Okay, so there you go. The average federal income tax paid by the richest Americans is 8%. If you're a cop, a teacher, firefighter, union worker, you probably pay 2 or 3 times that. False. Gun manufacturers are the only industry in the country that have immunity from lawsuits. False. When President Biden took office, there was no vaccine available. False. That happened under Trump. You can't buy a cannon when, in fact, the Second Amendment passed. You couldn't buy a cannon when, in fact, the Second Amendment passed. False. I want to buy a cannon. Y'all see where I'm going. All right. False. I've been in and around Iraq and Afghanistan over 40 times. False. It's like, again, this man can't tell. It will kill him, I think, to tell the truth. He doesn't have what it takes. So I will share the PolitiFact link in the description box below, or in the link in the comments section, so that way all of you can see it, because I will be clipping this. But that's Joe Biden. He cannot help himself to lie. So I don't know. Props to CNN for at least acknowledging that he's embellishing. All right, I'll take the win. Nico House will take the win. You should take the win too. That's our president. That's our Joe 30330. The guy who's supposedly better than Trump. Hey, vote blue no matter who. Blue MAGA, liberal voters. Anyone that's a diehard Democrat voter. Tell me something. When you look yourself in the mirror, do you feel proud that you voted for a senile old bat? I mean, come on. Pounds of reason here. And if you were bullied to vote for Biden, don't let these people bully you to vote for that senile old bat again. I mean, this is downright pathetic. That is the leader of the free world. He has made the office of presidency into one big joke, as it should be.